Cute little dog you've got there. But hold on. In a previous life, he could have been George Washington. Nice cat. Perhaps Annie Oakley? And look at him. Why, it's Napoleon. Reincarnation.
The rebirth of a new soul or a new version of something from the past. This phenomenon has been portrayed across countless different fields, a core belief of many religions and philosophies that beings continuously repeat the flow of life, a plot vehicle to send the protagonist into a world unlike their own. It also commonly involves a vehicle, or those videos where newborn babies act a bit too experienced.
Bruh just came out the womb, already know how to live. I already know how to move his head.
Bro definitely been here before.
Reincarnated.
Whether this supernatural actually exists or not, it can be said that a lot of people wish to start their lives anew. Maybe they're lost or they're in negative circumstances, and wish for another chance to make a better life. As they work in their field, there may be better occupations on the horizon, and it would be considered a fresh new start. This culture of being reborn around different occupations would surround one interesting medium of content creation.
No!
VTubers, online entertainers who use an animated avatar for content instead of one's usual face, is a medium where countless phases come and go. The VTuber may end their VTuber life, but not the spirit, the persona. It floats along, waiting for the next opportunity, and that VTuber
Reincarnated.
For countless years in the VTubing industry, there's been a conversation around VTubers and these quote-unquote new VTubers. The culture, the unspoken rules and taboo, and the means of support. And with its changing state regarding mass VTuber graduations, agency shutdowns, and overarching drama, I had a lot to think. Why would a VTuber reincarnate and start anew? Can they move forward without the chains of their past? I wanted to understand the entire conundrum of VTuber reincarnation. And when it comes to videos, I'm a certified yapper. So,
Let's talk about it.
hey yo, it's Taledo, that fallen angel kicked out of heaven. Get some snacks, get some water, get some prayers in for the day, and let's get on to video.
I know you like my style. Nasty, gritty, looking pretty while I crack a smile.
So let me explain the concept of VTuber reincarnation. Enter Person A. Person A's VTuber is dead. They've gotten an indefinite hiatus, graduated from a brand, left an agency, who knows, they ain't creating no more. But in several cases, Person A is likely not leaving the industry. They done put too much into this shit.
You know how much I sacrificed?
Drive, passion, and creativity remains, but their operation changes to another name and avatar. They're staying in the industry. There are 3 different pathways of VTuber reincarnation. Indie to agency, when a solo creator graduates to join a VTuber company. Nearly everyone you see in VTuber agencies went through this. Agency to indie, when the VTuber leaves a company to become a new independent identity. So names like Mimi Nightmare and Ao Sakura. Or agency to agency, when a corpo VTuber hits the switch teams button. So members like Hololive's Gigi Marine and... Shoujo, But why would a VTuber reincarnate? Well, as I stated before in a previous video on VTuber graduations, there are multiple reasons why a VTuber would graduate. But in the concept of reincarnation, it's not because they want to, it's because they have to. If you're joining an agency, you're reincarnating. If you're leaving an agency, you're reincarnating. And it's due to one main conundrum. Right. Say a VTuber joins an agency. While in the agency, you got a VTuber character, model design, stream assets, artwork, who knows. After a year, you decide it best to leave the agency and do your own thing. I want you to look at those executives' face and ask them this. Hey, I get to keep this shit, right?
No.
Fuck no, baby!
No!
Because according to most contracts, that shit is basically theirs, not yours. And if you're joining an agency, most of them already have a character made for you, and you're playing that character. So regarding these 3 paths, there's almost always an issue of who owns rights, which will result in a new VTuber afterwards. But there are a few cases in which this transfer was made without reincarnation. Say an originally independent VTuber was recruited by a VTuber agency, thus being allowed to keep their original VTuber name. When shutting down, VTuber agencies like Prism Project and Production Kawaii allowed its members to keep their IPs and not start anew. Some VTubers bought rights from the agency to keep their VTuber name, and when previous members of Cyberlive, Kanako Lumi, and Furo Yuri later took their IPs to Phase Connect after leaving the agency. But for a lot of VTubers that go through these paths, they get a new VTuber name and does have a reincarnation. But we need to fall several years back to this conundrum, to what I call the first stage of VTuber reincarnation. As I've stated before in countless videos, Kazuna Ai, the 4 Heavenly Kings, and the rise of VTuber agencies led to the imminent popularity of the VTubing medium. But when VTuber agencies produced these talents, it's not like they had no history.
I know you, and I know you know that I know you.
Some of these VTubers people came to love had previous brands from before, previous lives, almost like they were reincarnated. Starting in 2017, a YouTuber named Senzawa would be known online as an anime girl shitposter, doing meme songs, raps, and streams to reach 800,000 subs by May 2020. But following whatever the fuck she cooked with this tweet, she'd go on an indefinite hiatus, leaving many fans wondering where the chaotic dummy went. Until all of a sudden, a shark girl took over the internet. Seems he's busy being the shark girl's #1 fan.
Reincarnated.
In 2018, Nobuhime Oda was a Japanese VTuber under the talent agency Update known for high-effort videos and crazy-ass shitposts, and especially sus behavior. He became known as a pioneer of VTuber monetization, helping pave the way for VTubing to be a feasible career to make a living off of. But in April 2020, due to Update's structural issues, Oda had to unfortunately retire. But fortunately, a clown began performing at Hololive. Yo, those two should collab sometime.
Reincarnated.
As you can see from both instances, this is the typical pattern, the typical way of reincarnation. And I could name you several examples of VTubers with past experience or brands reincarnating into their current agency. And I'm not mentioning them all.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nor do I really care. So you got these VTubers. They debuted to loving fans. For a while, everyone was chilling. The VTubers would do their typical VTuber shit, and the fans would do everything they can to support them. But an unpleasant phrase and phase of VTubers would emerge: graduation. Do I need to explain what these terms mean? I'm just gonna throw the definitions up, you can pause. But not only were these events heartbreaking for fans, they were unanticipated. Keep in mind, during this time, VTubers are hella new. The thought of your fave just retiring and leaving never appeared in their mind. You're just here to enjoy the ride. And then, they were gone. It was hard to accept the cold, hard fact. Things do come to an end, whether you want them to or not, so enjoy the time before it's gone. So that reality of departure was immersion shattering. The VTuber's body would come to an end. Yet for some, the soul was reborn anew. Sometimes previous departed agency VTubers would have their voice sound very familiar to another fella's model.
You look familiar.
This would wrap its head around the industry in many different forms. For example, a recluse and graduated demon girl from Nijisanchi setting reign in a candy kingdom.
Thanks.
A former Yakuza leader sounding very similar to one energetic dragon.
Good morning, motherfucker!
Suzuhara Lulu in an interesting rebirth of a normal art student. A strong recovery story of a past VTuber finding her light, and the queen of super chats, Harusia, was later reborn. At the time, these arrivals were big news for VTuber fans. Guys, do you hear that shorty over there? That's that old VTuber you once knew. You're as beautiful as the day I lost you. But there was a bit of a problem. Multiple months ago, I made a video talking about the VTuber past life taboo, an unwritten rule for fans around the deemed forbidden knowledge, not to share, discuss, or connect the past life of a VTuber to their current incarnation. And it seems I just openly broke it. Whoops.
My fault, OG.
Kill yourself.
But I'm not here to explain the taboo, I'm here to explain the reality. That everyone knew. Countless people in the industry knew the connection, whether it was said out loud or not. And people would see both past and current incarnations as the same person, and make their judgments. As such, there were consequences for reincarnation. When Kei-san returned to her current incarnation from her previous life, she received massive fan support and achieved numerous milestones to move forward. But there were issues. Out of the ordinary content she made received mixed reactions due to being different from her previous life. When she joined VShojo, some tribalists felt betrayed by her switching teams or being infected by VShojo. And moreover, that Taiwan controversy followed her, resulting in lost gigs, collabing issues, and aunties berating her moves. Yes, Kei-san be making it happen, but those past ties, both good and bad, remain as a consequence. Another example is the woman behind Rusia. When she re-debuted as both Mike Neko and Nazuna, she gained widespread love and support, but the past followed her into both lives. The leaks and termination, the parasocial fanbase, the crazy woman persona, and other subsequent controversies hurt her image, 1 year later being absolutely devastating. Rusia, Nazuna, and Mike Neko may be three different names and identities, but for many fans, these weren't different characters. They were one and the same, and any issue with one would follow them all. Moreover, despite the ties, she would never get to have the glory days when she was #1. Whether she liked it or not, she could never separate herself from Rusia, but she could never be Rusia.
Girl, shut the fuck up. You thought you ate that?
Welcome to the price of reincarnation. The previous life's accomplishments, stories, and pitfalls would impact the quality of living for the next soul's body. Just like how actual reincarnation supposedly works, but it would have impacts for these VTubers. Transitions into new lives caused many speculations, claims, and rumors over past life events. Some past fans missed the VTuber's old brand and felt betrayed by the VTuber quote-unquote leaving them. And certain people would look for, find, and tie anything controversial from that life to your current incarnation to harass you. And most of these VTubers were just looking to move forward and not be chained by their past. So why should these VTubers have to deal with this type of past shit when they want to move forward? Well, it's the internet. It just never stops talking. So you kind of just deal with it. So with those consequences in mind, it shouldn't be surprising to hear why when it came to reincarnation, during this time frame the past life taboo was still taken seriously. Fans of them knew what could make it easier. Not talking about it. The thought process was simple. VTubers have to deal with this stuff anyway, so let's just make their lives a bit easier. Besides, look at how successful VTubers are right now. Everything looks good. My faves are growing in their spot and having so much fun. It's not like any major shift or change in the VTuber industry is gonna happen.
Niggas really broke, I understand, but goddamn.
Yeah, there was a major shift in the industry. After multiple years of deemed bright and shiny days, the VTubing industry took a turn. For one, the VTuber bubble burst. The mass appeal and instant success for virtual creators began to wear off. Drama became a common occurrence, and the view of VTubing inside and outside the sphere soured, and a lot of stuff was just not great. Because three things happened in increasing proportion: VTuber departure, agency controversy, and industrial shutdown. One or two graduations from a few big agencies? How about multiple VTubers across countless different corps to the point someone's graduating every couple of weeks? Multiple agencies were called out for incompetent, negligent, or malicious practices, and just last year, nearly 20 different agencies shut down. What? Yeah, like 20 agencies shut down.
Hell no!
Making the VTuber agency dream that so many had feel fleeting. I could go into every VTuber graduation wave, every specific industry-shaking controversy, or each agency shutdown. I'm not going to because I've already talked about them in previous videos. So everything created one feeling for fellas that surrounded this new stage. Fear. Fear that rose-tinted glasses left them blind. Fear that agency issues would tarnish talents. Fear that going in and out of a new VTuber life wouldn't be as manageable. Fear that the good times would end. The past life taboo died, nobody could separate VTubers past and current anymore, and doom posting became a norm. Compared to stage 1 and 2, people lost faith in agencies. Some would even beg VTubers to leave out of agencies, whether that was the VTuber's wish or not. Look, I can't tell you how you should or shouldn't feel. It's a grim reality we live in that stuff is not great. Just don't be harassing or directing hate to fellows. But surely everything will get better, right?
How? I don't know.
Look, I don't have all the answers. Surprisingly, a fallen angel can't read the future and isn't your fucking therapist. But do I want to lean into more negativity? Problems exist and the VTuber industry isn't perfect.
So let's just skip to the end.
Do I really want that to be my lasting message for this video? Because that's not really my vibe. So what I can do is show an alternate perspective regarding the state in the industry. You know, other than... Remember the key word for this video. A word we've been saying so much that if you took a shot each time, you'd be falling down the stairs. Remember the phenomenon of reincarnation. See, there's a VTuber named Dokugai Shinami-sensei, an independent Japanese VTuber who dreams of being filthy rich. You might know her for sounding like that female teacher from another company, but I don't know, maybe I'm just talking out my ass. When hearing about the subject of termination and graduation, this is what she had to say.
今日夜空メルがいなくなったことを知ってビビり散らかしてましたね。いやマジでと思って何なんでしょう本当に。まあね、中の人の方も活動してますし、中の人の方でももう一生分ぐらい稼いでるでしょうし、まあいいのかもしれないですね。ポジティブに考えよう。今時 VTuber なんて卒業したらすぐに転生する時代ですから、ポジティブに考えましょう。わかるよ、夜空メルが好きだったんだよな。だってみんな時みんな転生しません？なんでね、良くないって思いますっていつも言ってますけど。いや、悪い流れだと思いますよ。二次三でも2人辞められるでしょ？その方々ももう片方はアカウントあって、まあもう1人もアカウントあって、全然転生っていうか活動しそうじゃん。そういうのがあるから VTuber オタクはまだ救いがあるのかなと思っていたりしましたね。みんななんやかんや幸せだったらいいと思います。
Are we in good times right now? Not really, in every case depends, but never forget, the soul can be reborn. A VTuber's body can be reincarnated, but will they be found? Why don't we drop a couple examples then? In 2021, two Misaki twins from a manga gamer's visual novel would make their appearance on a YouTube channel in VTuber form. These girls would bring laughs, play games, sing, and explore their niche in Japanese tourism while holding a passion for its culture. Despite being rather small in views and numbers, they held a tight-knit community of fans, and they loved every moment of interacting with the outside world. And then the project was shelved. The girls would later have to go through graduation, leaving their community heartbroken and many others wondering what could have been. What could have happened if these two got a chance on a bigger stage? It would remain an unfortunate memory. And yet, two pup twins appeared in Hall Life, two girls under one brand, and overcame the impossible.
We're happy to be here now. If we are.
Breaking the rules, the expectations, and records along the way. And that's one of countless stories of reincarnation. So for many VTubers, that reincarnation into a bigger agency still remains a dream. That ability to receive a platform and achieve goals unlike any other. And perhaps their lives could change for the better. But of course, not every job works for everyone. Archers can emerge, and yet maybe reincarnation was the best choice for them. Some of these VTubers, after leaving their previous agency, got a gig at VShojo. The change in structure has made their creation journey much easier. The ones who transitioned to past brands may retain that audience. Others decided to join other agencies or corporate fields, and others would create new independent names, thus creating their own paths. I want to stress that for every person in agency, it depends. I may know names that miss that old life and wish things could have worked out better, but for the people that I see, it seems that they're happier and are staying strong in their creation goals, and that makes me happy too. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention a very notable thing that happens in Reincarnation. That debut stream. That grand event of a VTuber's quote-unquote first stream. You want to know some of the numbers? For some of the VShojo debuts, you got 30,000 to over 40,000 max viewers. Yubi, on her debut, reached over 60,000 viewers across both YouTube and Twitch. Nimi Nightmare's debut, over 80,000, and her turning on memberships nearly crashed the stream. And then there's Yuki Sakana. 383,000 viewers. It's the third most popular VTuber stream of all time. What the hell? But no matter the state of the industry, across different fields and types, a soul can be reborn. They just need to be found. So, there's a lot regarding the state of VTuber reincarnation. VTubers going into the agency world, going out of it with a new indie name, or changing their form to different fields. It's a phenomenon with many unique wonders, yet drastic consequences. And with every new stage of it, the practice is more up for discussion. Will reincarnation happen more often? Likely. It definitely can. Should they reincarnate? That ain't my business. I'll let the agency VTubers choose that for themselves. Of course, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments on this entire subject, so let me know. But throughout all of this, remember this. Whatever body, whatever brand or name a VTuber may be in, that doesn't change the chance of the soul being wonderful. Because that's what they've just been, You know, usually that cue works. Like I write the line, set up the finisher, and then Kendrick Lamar comes in to say,